whatchamacallit, the spreadsheet.
It should be open access, I think.
All right.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't know what to do with it, but I can see it.
It's okay.
All will become clear very soon.
Oh yeah, right. I've been here 2 years and I still have scales on my eyes. I even went for cataract surgery and I'm not seeing any better now than I did at age 76.
I have faith.
I have faith. I have above average Joe, and I have hope in Ernest.
All right. So we're just gonna go through the list.
That makes a lot of sense to me. The value to the DAO category was meant to be kind of a subjective assessment of whether or not these things are actually delivering on the intent. That one we can choose to skip over and revisit if there's time, if you'd like.
Yeah, and are we gonna? Yeah, I mean, we can briefly, just state what we think the value to the DAO is, and then I can take notes in there. Or are
That
we
sounds pretty good.
Yeah, are we wanting to say like on a scale of 1 to 3, and then put a number?
And there's one lower.
Value all the way up to critical.
Okay. I'm just gonna add that value in the column header. And then I got a notes section on the side too where I can take notes.
Awesome. And I am almost certain that to get through all of these line items would take us about 2 hours or longer because we've got 57 items to go through here, and I don't think we can get each one assessed in 30 seconds. So if that is a too long time commitment, then that is okay, but I'd like to get as far as we can in it.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
First one. Can somebody introduce this first one, attend a community call, and claim a POP? Is there anything else that needs to be kind of stated about that?
Not really. It's just claiming a POAP, which the second line item is claiming a premium, which is arguably more valuable. But having participants that claim the POAP is still its own thing.
Okay. So valuable but not critical?
I would put it at a 1 on the value scale from me.
1.
1. And then premium POAP?
2.
That one, I would put on
maybe even 3.
3.
3.
3.
Yeah, it brings revenue into the treasury. Anything that does that is immediately getting a 3 from me, at least.
I like that. See, there we go. We got 2 done in 30 seconds.
I'm feeling 3.
All right, attend Thrivecoin meeting. Or I guess, do we want to assess value and then look at the reward?
I would.
Okay.
For attending the workstream meeting, I would give that either a 1 or a 2. I'm leaning towards a 2.
What did we think about the rewards for the POAPs? Good?
I think so.
Okay.
Shepard has said that he doesn't think those reward values are right.
Okay.
Let me pull up the actual actual.
Well, and the rewards should kind of be based or in line with the value to some extent. So if any of these are
Yeah,
incorrect, we can fix it.
yeah.
Probably
I
add.
guess I'd suggest we just try to do the values as many as we can there first, and then go back and try to align the rewards with the values. Unless we can't do that, if the reward makes a difference to you as you're trying to decide, I don't know. Because we're up to 100 as a big reward to me. 5 or 10 is not that bad, or even 20% value as opposed to, the reward. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm scrolling through the rewards on Thrive itself to see if they match up.
all right. So then attending a Thrivecoin workstream meeting.
I like that higher than 2, Joe. And the reason I do, as it just relates minting of the premium POAP, it's kind of, to me, in that same category. I know it's a little bit different, but we're trying to promote Thrive and get it going, and I just see more value. But I'm okay with 2.
Well, from a DAO's point of view too, with the Thrivecoin workstream meeting, from a DAO's point of view, like we may consider it critical from the Thrive, but if we're looking at incentivizing work streams in general, should the Thrivecoin workstream be treated any differently than any other work stream on a tool? I would say no. Even though
I
from
tend
like,
to agree with that assessment. It may be something we are using heavily here, but it's not necessarily critical yet.
yeah,
Give it a few
2,
more months and that will probably change, but
2, 2, 2, 2.
2 it is.
2 it is. 2 and 3, I'm kind of consider, since we're using a 0 to 5, which is like 6, values. So 2 and 3 to me are kind of, average, middle of the
Yeah.
road. Um, Author a Bankless DAO article on Mirror. Bankless DAO articles on Mirror are different than newsletters.
Yes.
I might say 2 for Mirror or Medium if that pops up, and then 3 for like any kind of newsletter or something.
I could live with that, but I would think in terms of learning to write and writing something acceptable to a publication like Mirror would rate a little higher, a little more involved than just, cranking out a premium POAP. I'd give it a 3.
Any other thoughts?
I'm good with that. I guess Robert is muted and therefore cannot be heard. Still can't hear him, even though he's probably talking right at the moment. He's got rug problems. He suggests adding an open questions column.
I got notes.
Or, yeah. Note with background logic. I'm not sure exactly what he means by that yet.
Why you chose 2, Joe, and I chose 3. No.
Ah, okay. Background logic. I see what you mean now. Okay.
Where the fuck?
Those were great examples.
Where Oop, I lost the tab.
You want the pivot table, I think.
Okay. Opportunities and completions. No.
Go a little bit farther to the right, and there's one, the pivot table, ops and completions, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Okay. By the way, after this is all over, I would not mind, if you've got some time, a sort of speed run education material course on exactly what a retro typically looks like, so that we might calibrate future retros to be a little more in tune with what you might have been expecting.
Typical retro, and they got a video in the PM Guild. It is essentially just what it is, just a Miro board with what did we do well, what could we improve upon, how would you innovate, and then what actions can you take. Um,
Yeah, that definitely is like something I want to do. I still see value in doing this sort of thing, but probably label it differently in the future.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we're essentially doing this with each individual line item. And then the action steps would essentially follow if we have to change, any of the rewards. Belonging to a guild on Bankless DAO Discord server, 2 or 3 or 4.
I would actually give that one a 1. That's mostly a participation signal. It doesn't actually create any value for the DAO.
Yeah, I'd give it a 2 rather than a 1. And the only reason I'd give it a 2 is because I was thinking of giving it a 3, Joe, and you brought me down to a 2. And I agree, it doesn't say contribution. If it said, contribution to a DAO or to a guild, that'd be one thing, but it just says joining one. And to me, that just means minting the role tag and showing up. And that's not enough to me to give it much above a 1.
Yeah, that one is easily gameable, and that's part of why it's low rewards. And
Yeah, I'm okay with 1.
all right, co-author an edition of the rug.
Yeah, so
That one's probably a 2. Select an article on Mirror. I don't know if I've ever actually done that. Does anybody know if that is something you can do free?
I don't know what it means by collect. Are they given badges or POAPs or something for collecting a mirror? I read mirror. I've been involved with them. I get mirror, but its reach and what it's doing is not, according to Angus, what he thought it was when he started writing for it. But I don't know how to collect anything from mirror.
yeah, so Mirror's NFT publishing platform. And so essentially you can click on an article at the end of the article, you can collect the entry for 0.01 ETH.
Okay.
And this is, I believe, on the mainnet, not on Polygon.
Do you know if that breakdown is like a portion to the mirror and then a portion to the author, or how that revenue breakdown might work?
I have no idea the revenue breakdown.
Okay, so I've got some homework to ask Justice about that. I would say that because it is a revenue generator, but the revenue value is unknown, I'm going to give it a 3. I would probably bump that down to a 2 if there's not an automatic way for funds to get direct to the treasury from there.
Concur.
Article from the rug. That's basically the same thing, just a different outlet source. So I would also give that a 3.
Okay. Quit going over. So collect an article from the rug.
I
Less
would also
value.
give that a 3.
3?
3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to have the same revenue generating potential as the Bankless DAO article, so I
Maybe.
would
Maybe.
categorize them similar.
Maybe less. I don't even know. I've never even. Yeah, I don't know what the revenue share agreement is with the rug.
Yeah, I would say that those numbers will definitely change based off of what the revenue share looks like for each of them. The more it brings revenue to the treasury itself, the more I'm going to bump that score up.
Okay.
Bankless Academy lesson. That one I would probably give 2 or a 3.
Yeah,
That upskills our members. That's important.
I mean, barely. But yeah, I would go with a 2. It's
Bankless DAO Academy lesson. I guess that's a good distinction. Yeah,
the,
I would
Yeah,
definitely do
very
Bankless
good.
Academy as a
Yeah.
2.
the thing is, I've completed all of these courses without reading anything but the final question.
Hmm.
So, I mean, that's why I'm, definitely solid favor of the 2. But essentially, they're just a lot of graphics put on top of a Google quiz. Um, you can, essentially when you're pushing the button, you can see if your answer is right or wrong. So you don't even need to read a majority of the questions. You just click on the answers until you come up with a green and continue on. Um,
Well, that sounds like some feedback they need to hear.
Yeah, Coinbase could use some help with their earning classes over there as well. If you answer C to everything, and the answer is always C, I've completed and earned $3 at least twice just by going through and not even bother to read it. Just take C C C C C C C. Give me my $3.
Yeah, if it can be spoofed like that, then it's not
Yeah.
anywhere near as high value. Maybe if they get into more like 201, 301 courses where it gets a lot tougher.
The only thing they can do is quizzes, multiple choice quizzes. It's there's no validation of learning like at all, except for the one final question, which is, I think most people are going there to try to learn a little bit and make sure that they know the stuff, but
A lot of room for improvement.
yeah,
For sure, for sure.
I'm just gonna put that
We're so early.
questionable. Um, and then the Bankless DAO Academy lesson.
Probably second song, or same song, second verse.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I wonder if that coffee's brewed yet.
I'm on my second cup, Joe. Come on now.
Ah, you lucky man.
Create a bounty board, or complete a bounty
Complete.
bounty.
That one I would give probably a 2. Odds are anybody that's putting up a bounty is getting some value by having it completed. So I think there's something there. But the value to the DAO is a little more subjective because it's potentially only valuable to the poster. Scott's timed us at 10 categories in 15 minutes. So yeah, we are looking at 2 to 3 hours at this pace.
Yep. Thanks for the timekeeping. So create a bounty board bounty.
I would give that a 1 or a 2.
Complete, create, donate to Bankless Academy via Gitcoin.
I say 4. I love that.
It does definitely bring revenue, but it doesn't necessarily bring it to the treasury. I would bet it at 3.
Yeah, I would lean more towards a 3, but definitely there's some value. And I don't know what kind of revenue share agreement the Academy has with the DAO.
Test 1, 2. Hey, I think I'm back. Thank God. Oh,
Welcome.
Welcome
Yeah, it's
back.
30 minutes into the meeting.
It's Rugman.
Oh man.
Once we get to
Yeah.
about 20 of these, I've got something else we'd like to try to get us through. But please continue.
Okay, sounds good. And I will sometime take you up on that retro session teaching.
Please, yeah.
Find a report.
Reporting a bug. That one I would give a 3.
3. Do we have any other bug?
That's the only one that we've got recognized right now. Mainly because that's the only place where it's been asked for. But
yeah,
I definitely want to expand on that in other places when I get the bandwidth.
Yeah, I'll just jot that down in the notes. That bug rewards seem pretty valuable. All right. Following
follows on Twitter.
Yeah,
I think we can do all of these as a blanket too.
And there are over 30 Bankless Twitter accounts, by the way.
Holy crap.
Just so you
the
know.
ones that are active and are being maintained are the ones that are going to be most interesting, though. I think a few of them are spun up and then haven't really gone anywhere. Most of them international media nodes.
Bloop.
That is an interesting suggestion, Shepard. I'm definitely down to pursue that.
Shepard, I ended up downloading the application. I was running it from my browser, which seemed to be working fine for me, but switching to the app fixed it.
Right, and we are at 21.
You know what? Keep going. We might be able to get through like a good more chunk of this, and then maybe in the next session we can do the second half that I was thinking of doing.
Sounds good.
Okay.
There are some of these too that we can do in blocks like we just did the follows.
Nice.
So help build academy lesson.
That one I would give a 3.
Agree.
Do we also want to reward designing of department lessons?
I absolutely do. Truth be told, creating about any material that the education department uses is a rewardable item because that's the kind of material that propagates the thing that makes Bankless DAO strong.
Okay, and in the notes, I'm just jotting down that the department does have a property in their notions. So that should be easy to track. We'll have to add that.
Hey Shepard, the items 23 and 24, holding POAPs for attending community calls. Is that just any POAP?
Poor Shepard.
Okay. In future seasons, I want to amend those to premium POAPs only.
That's for both of these?
I believe so.
Um,
And I know that you're thinking of the attending the call and claiming a premium, but this one is for holding the POAPs. And I don't see any other hold items that mention premium.
all right, and we
No,
can
I
do.
would agree because of the revenue sharing aspect of the premium.
Okay, we'll dive into that a little later.
Yeah. What did we want as a value for the holding?
For now, I would put those as 1.
1. Okay. But we want to definitely a good idea to reward holding of things.
Yeah.
Indeed it is, but I want to make sure that they are holding in actions that deliver value to the organization. If they're claiming the free POAPs and getting rewarded for that, then they're getting something for nothing, basically. I want to see them delivering value to the artist and to the DAO.
Yeah, well, that's why we can always do like a 1 or 2, or make the holding really high, right? So we got 50. Who has 50 POAPs, right?
I think I do.
You probably do.
But I miss so many. I don't know. I stopped collecting them a while back.
Yeah, so I'd be for, upping, you know, just upping the number. Be it like, what would it take? How many, 30, 40, means you've put in like 6 months of activity. Um,
Yeah. I definitely see the value in having both. It's just I would consider non-premiums to be low value versions of this.
oh, for sure.
When they're participatory signal, they do a little bit to create kind of a participation reputation, but that is about as much utility as I can imagine them having today.
That would be a nice category in the future to be like, is this a participatory action? Is it re- rewarding revenue generation? Kind of categorizing.
Or
Um,
maybe even retention.
yeah, I'll think.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shepard's got some good ideas around getting Craig bought in so that we can recognize speakers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some good things going on there.
okay.
What's
Holding
next?
holding level 1, level 2, and level 3 roles on the Discord server.
I struggle with that one. Because rewards can't be maintained, or rather, they cannot be removed. Somebody could hit that milestone and then sell, and then they still get to keep the Thrive that they had organized with it. It's got the same vulnerability as Coordinate when it comes to wallet shifting. Um, it
How about
helps
the
the. Go ahead.
how about the OtterSpace badges?
Um, those are soul bound, so they're non-transferable. That's much more resistant to it. But I don't think that's what we're recognizing for these contribution types. So we'd have to make some shifts. As
So
far as the value to the DAO for their current iterations, I would give them a 1, 2, and 3, just because the magnitude of the hold. Uh, Actually, I would say 1, 3, 2, because level 2 is more valuable than level 3.
yeah, and are are we actually rewarding for obtaining the level or holding the level for a period of time?
The specifics are just for obtaining the level right now, but we can amend that in the future, I believe.
Okay, so some of these that are grouped together in blocks. I'm coloring the whole block so that the comments apply to that whole block.
Yeah, I dig the pattern.
All right, I like colors. Uh, Twitter Space hosting.
I
That
love
one
my Twitter.
is either a 2 or a 3, in my eyes.
Yeah, I think that's so dependent upon the number of followers. I'm up pressing almost 1,000 now, and if I post, it gets a bigger reach to a different audience than if somebody like Fine, 18-year-old, has got 20 followers. So I'd go with a 2 rather than a 3, but I think it does have value.
Yeah. Now, if we can find ways to get them making calls to action and have a way to record that, that would make those spaces higher valuable, because then we're driving activity.
Yeah.
But until we can track it, just the participatory element is what's at play there. Bankless Academy Explorer community on gm.xyz. I would give that a 1. I would probably shift that to a 2 or a 3 if we end up adopting it as a Sybil resistant mechanism of discourse replacement.
So the Twitter Space, did we say 2 or 3? 2.
2.
2.
And then the XYZ, the GM community for Academy.
I would give that one a 1 or a 2.
I'm happy with 1.
I'm happy with 1. I don't know about it yet. It's so new, and we haven't really said we're going to adopt it or make a change. So.
There's some
Could be
interest. I would
adjusted. Yeah.
strongly support the switch to go from discourse to GM. It's got the capabilities for forum threading and allowing for soft governance with token recognition at the start, so we don't have the gameability problem that we have with discourse. But that's another conversation.
Mhm.
Join the DAO Discord server and earn first quest welcome. That's a 1. Almost a 0.
But completing first quest is it?
Necessary to
Getting the
get a
first
guest
quest
pass.
welcome, not first quest complete.
Okay.
That's different if I understand the current implementation.
Okay. Would we say first quest complete is critical-ish?
I would put that one
Yeah.
up at the 2 or 3 mark, yeah. But I don't think we have that one recognized yet.
Okay.
A note around that as a gap for the first quest complete would be amazing. I can remember to make that later on in the month.
For liking posts on the forum?
Like a post in the forum. That's a 1.
Okay, that's what I think. And I would think that we need to bring the rewards down. It seems like a higher.
Yeah. When we get to the assessment of the reward value, I would probably agree with that.
Okay. Log in and explore Sobel. How are we even tracking that phrase? Is that like
That
setting up
one,
the profile?
yeah, that one is setting up a Sobol instance, getting onboarded to the Bankless DAO organization within it. That one is, I would say, a 3, maybe even a 4 in the future.
Yeah, I was thinking 4, but I'm okay with 3 for now. Once you see it, of course, I'm a visual learner, but I really related to the DAO becoming an editor over there and then trying to go through the process of setting up roles and that. Very valuable to me personally. So it would be a 4 for me personally, but I'm okay for where it is right now as a 3.
If it started bringing revenue into the DAO, I would have bumped it all the way to 5.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm more at the three end of things. It's only a small group of folks that are using Sobel, despite so many people having created the profile. It's like still don't know if we need
Part
it.
of that is the purpose to go there is not fully clear yet, but we're working on that. They're
Yeah.
paving the path for connecting wallets directly to it and then doing native payments within there. So we don't have to mess with getting into Gnosis safes and stuff like that anywhere near as much. So it is getting very close to becoming core infrastructure.
Nice. Replies on the forum.
That receives 10 likes. That is a high bar. I would give that one a 2 or a 3.
Okay.
That like qualifier is what does it. If it didn't have that, it'd be much lower.
Any other thoughts? 2 or 3? 2 or
Still
3?
gameable, especially if they're botting the likes. But it's harder to fake that one and a little easier to tell when somebody is.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I'd go with a 2 there, just to eliminate that. Yeah.
Mention Bankless when tweeting on Twitter. 1 or 2.
I'd go with a 1. I'm on there all the time. Mention Bankless. Give me a 1.
go with a 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't always guarantee a favorable mention as well, so that's a
correct.
good reason to keep it low.
Participate in user research on Bankless Academy.
I would say 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I'd go with a 1.
All right. We got a
like on 20 of your posts.
kind of block here.
I'd give that a 1. Give 10 back. I'd give that one a 2.
And give 10. Okay.
Like on a forum post you made, I would give that one a 1. If you're not getting likes, then that forum post was trash anyway.
And it's not tied to a certain number of likes, so that would put it underneath.
That's just a like.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Tip and hype and recognition. I would give that one a 3.
Yeah.
Me too. But does it have to be just
so
in
much of that culture?
Yeah. Does it have to be just in hype and recognition? A lot of times I'll give them in department, and I'll give them in get involved. I'll even get them in new joiner session.
That's a good question, Shepard. Are we tracking specifically the channel, or is it just the action itself? Okay, not every channel, so it is just in hype and recognition. So yeah,
works
if
for
you're
me.
tipping in those other places, you're missing the completion.
Now I know where to give them. I can post there and say, "Hey, go get your tip."
That list of longer channels would eventually encompass every channel in the server. So, unless that's easy to get a blanket, Shepard, I wouldn't worry.
if we tipped on Polygon and posted it to the hype and recognition channel, would that still show up in?
I don't think so, because it's the
I don't think so
that's
yet.
probably being tracked.
I think you're correct.
Yes. So,
but that's
it
not
has to be using the Collabland bot and in the hype and recognition channel. Those are prerequisites for it to count.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna add in here that that's a collab tip. Oh, I can't change that. So.
Yeah, I will make that clarification as well in our documentation. That way it is more explicitly understood. Receive the trust level badges and user of the month. I would give those a 1 or a 0. I have never looked at those badges, even as an admin.
But other dApps are referencing that information. Not sure if the apps that we're using are referencing that information.
But if it can be, and therefore is a metric for us to track, then there is at least enough justification for a 1.
Yeah, let's see. We got.
Are those bDAO badges only? I don't even know where they come in.
No, those are discourse badges.
Okay.
Yeah, I got.
That is forum native.
Okay, and then basic And member. I got the member. New
And then
user.
new user of the month.
That must be a pretty hard one to get.
If you don't
I
have
would
it,
say so. We only had 2 completions, which means that each season that we've had, or a 3-month period, has only had 1 completer in it.
Okay, so
I do agree with Shepard that the metrics to earn the badges are really well done. It's the value delivery to the DAO that it falls weak.
all right.
Hey Shep, I see the huddle jumping over. I assume you're going to jump into that. I'll let you know what happens over here. Okay.
We should probably just spend like the last few minutes just kind of talking about like our next steps would be my recommendation.
Okay. I am down with that.
You guys are averaging about like a little around 1 per minute. So this rest of this should probably take us about 20 to 30 minutes if we set up our next session for this. I'd love to do a comparative exercise where we kind of look at all the threes, all the twos, all the ones, and then say, okay, compared to this category, does this look right to us? And then figure out if we need to do like what we'd like to do with regards to kind of downgrading the Thrive coins. Like, do we want to set up a separate session for our ones and twos? But these are all recommendations, y'all. Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
I like the direction you're going.
Yep.
I
think we can bang this out in 10 minutes. The last of these, though.
So do I. I would like to say though, if we're anticipating this in the future being a 2 to 3 hour to holistically complete activity, I would not be opposed to blocking out a massive segment of time so that we can just get it all done at once. As a side note, Robert apparently got kicked by Wick because he was chatting in the co-working room too much without anybody else typing back. So our bots have purged him.
I fucking hate Wick bot. That's the
It,
that's my number 2 reason for.
let's give that a 0.
I do. It's man. It's. I mean, it was so difficult until I became a level 2 member, or I don't even know, maybe level 1. It was so difficult to share information with people and organize in the DAO, in the Discord. But probably keeps a bunch of. I know it keeps a bunch of stuff out. So you just gotta
it does.
hold your bank. So essentially, my
Okay.
2 reasons for holding 35,000 bank is to pin messages and avoid the Wick bot.
Good to know
Yeah.
that that's what we needed to do.
Worth it. Totally worth it. If you're organizing groups, you need to be able to share. So trust. So these discourse badges, are they all ones, including
I
Ones.
the?
would give them ones until I can bring more nuance to how we use them.
Okay, refer a L1, refer a L2 contributor.
I would give those ones just because the difficulty of going and making it trackable as a referral is a pain in the ass. And most people that are referring people aren't doing that part.
Okay. Yeah. Send a
Send a
tip.
tip. I thought we. Oh yeah, that was receive a tip. This is send a tip. I
Yeah.
would give send a
I
tip
love
a
send a
4.
tip.
That's right. My first 4.
I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna clean up. I love it.
Speak in a Vanquish DAO Twitter space. So for whole.
That's same weight as co-hosting.
Or a little under.
If we go under, then we'd do a 1.
Is this even easy to track?
It is. Tracking things on Twitter is surprisingly useful.
Fuck. Oh no, I'm on the right one. Okay.
Oh, hey, Shepard is back in the channel. Just
All
can't
right.
type.
Taking notes in a work stream.
Taking notes in the work stream. We had an attend, but I forgot what the score was. I would put it above that one. So it's probably a 3 or a 2.
Yeah, 2 is what we had for.
Yeah, attend was 2, so I would give notes a 3.
Test a lesson on Faithless Academy.
2.
Tweet.
1 or 2.
1.
Okay. Visit the forum for 10 consecutive days and visit the forum for 100 consecutive days.
1 and 2. If you visit for 100 consecutive days, you are probably actually engaged.
And
vote on proposals. Okay, these ones are going to be interesting. Voting on 10 proposals, I would give that one a 3 because that's a strong signal for the DAO. Vote on a proposal, I would give that a 1. So single participation isn't necessarily powerful, but collective long term is.
and then
Voting power. 1K, I would give a 1. 10K, I would give a 1. 100K, I would give a 2. 1 million, I would give a 3.
Bam! All right, I gotta.
Kazam.
Yeah,
gotta,
and the other table that had some stuff hanging off the bottom was items that had 0 completions, which is an artifact of the way this table was scraped. But because they were all 0 completions, I figure that is a strong indicator that they are either under rewarded or not valuable. Some of them were also really fresh additions. So
I just gotta run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back.
Okay. I've got another call that is requesting my attention. So
Yep. And it's 8:03 and we did good. So I would say goodbye. Thanks, folks.
Scott, if you have time late this evening, I will happily monopolize it to continue talking about this and planning some next steps.
Please. Yeah, let's do.
By the way, what I mean by late in the day is after 8 p.m. Central Time. That's when the vote that I am currently working on pushing forward closes. And after that, I will have a significant amount of free time open up.
Okay, sounds good. I'll plan on. I'll be close to my Discord around that time then.
I appreciate it greatly, sir. I will ping you when I'm free. And otherwise, bDAO strong. Thank you for participating this morning, guys.
bDAO strong.